It's the 28th of June, Rabbi Furst, Parsha Hashavua with Rashi Shelach.
Good morning, Rabbi Furst. Good morning, Lou.
Good morning.
Good morning, Roy. Good morning, Roy. Okay. As Lou mentioned, this is Rabbi Shlomo Furst here. Sama Nafshi here in Shemaim Care Zoom. Our first and only share on Erev Shabbos. Parsha Hashavua. Parsha Shelach L'cha. Shana Tavshin Pei Dalet. Okay, so just as a little bit of a preface to this week's parsha, this Roy, you'll be especially interested in this. That this week's parsha is a parsha for artists. Let me explain myself. Why should this parsha be of more interest to artists than other people? Because this whole parsha, well, let me see, not the whole parsha, but to a great degree, this parsha is dealing with the importance of perspective. And maybe you could tell me. I don't know too much about this. You know more about this than me. What in the artistic realm, what is the role? What is the aspect of perspective? What's the importance of perspective?
As far as painting and drawing and that is concerned, perspective is to do with depicting distance and showing the solidity of an object. Like you show the solidity of a say a cube, and then you can show that cube how it appears at various stages going away into the distance as well. So it gets smaller and smaller. So, but if you change your point of view, then you change the look of the object. So you use different lines to show that object.
Well,
so that's
going to affect the. Go ahead, continue. I'm listening to you. Go ahead.
And that is and that connects then with your point of view when you're thinking about something. Depends on which point of view you're looking at. Like we say the classic illustration of so various professions looking at a field. The scientists see something, the geologists see something else, the artists see something else, the children see something else. So it depends who you are, how your preconceived ideas that show that that's your perspective on a situation or something. But in painting and drawing, it's showing the height of something, the way something gets smaller and smaller as it goes away into the distance towards the horizon.
Very good. Very good. So now we have a better. Thank you. We have a better understanding of how the Parsha is teaching a very big lesson about this. That when the Meraglim were sent on the mission, as we'll see, we'll get to Rashi in a moment. They were as we know, they were chosen because of their greatness, right? Mm-hmm. Chosen because of their greatness, and because of their perspective, as you said, their predispositions, let's put it that way, that tainted their view of Eretz Yisrael. And that's a lesson for us, because they in fact were great. They didn't start out Rishoyim, but because that inevitably, however, how great they were, right? We all have the we all have to contend with being human, right? Not easy to be contending with being human. A lot of different pitfalls along the way. So, and the success of a person's coming through these tests and trials will be determined to a great extent upon his willingness to rise above what he really is. You see that Yehoshua ben Nun and Caleb ben Yefuna, they did rise up above what they were, right? Whereas the other 10 Meraglim did not. There was a drastic difference between the two. So, with just this a bit of a beginning, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the very first pasuk in the Parsha, or actually the second, to tell you the truth. It's really the second. Have any volunteers to do a little bit reading here?
I'll read it, because Lou will rest from reading all the time, unless he wants to read it.
No, go ahead, Roy. Go ahead.
V'yidaber Hashem el Moshe Lamo Shelach lecha anisim v'yasuru es eretz Canaan asher anei b'sein nasein livnei Yisrael eish echad ish echad lema'ate avasov tish lahu kol nosi bahem. Those two Pesukim, and the Eternal spoke unto Moshe, saying, send men that they may search the land of Canaan, which I give to the children of Israel. Of every tribe of their fathers shall ye send a man, every one a prince of them.
Yes, very good. Okay. Let's take a look at Rashi here. What Rashi says here.
Okay. Rashi says of Pasuk 2, Shelach Anashim, send our men. Why is the section dealing with the spies put in juxtaposition with the section dealing with Miriam's punishment? That's the answer, he says, is to show the grievousness of the spy's sin, because she, that's Miriam, was punished on account of the slander which she uttered against her brother, and these sinners witnessed it, and yet they did not take a lesson from her. This is in Tanakh. Shelach lecha, send thee, more literally, for thyself, that is, according to your own judgment. I do not command you, but if you wish to do so, send them. God said this because the Israelites came to Moshe and said, we will send men before us, etc. As it is said in Deuteronomy 1:22, and you approached me, all of you, saying, we will send men, etc. And Moshe took counsel with the Shekhinah, the Lord, whereupon he said to them, I have told them long ago that it, the land, is good, as it is said in Exodus 3:17. I will bring you up out of the affliction of Egypt unto a land flowing with milk and honey. by their lives, I swear that I will give them now an opportunity to fall into error through the statements of the spies, so that they should not come into possession of it, the land. Sota. And I will bring you okay, that's and also Rashi and that by the right, okay, that's it as far as I can see for Pasuk 2. So
So these comments of Rashi, let's spend a few moments dealing with these comments of Rashi. Number one, Rashi wishes to explain to us the attachment of this parsha of the Meraglim, why it follows that of the end of last week's parsha, the punishment of Miriam, that they should have taken to heart what happened to Miriam, right? And it could have been a warning for them and helpful for them.
well, it was a warning, but they didn't recognize it.
That's right. As Rashi says, Merushoim halalu, these evil ones, did not look Musa. They did not take guidance from what happened to Miriam. It could have been there, and it was there to help them, had they made use of it. But they did not make use of the opportunity. Many times that a person is going to be in a situation of being tested, but Hashem doesn't give a person a test that he can't pass, right? Otherwise it wouldn't be a test. Test that a person that's designed for a person to fail, right? That's not a test. So here they had the ability to perhaps rise to the occasion, as we see, and we'll talk about later on as we go further on. Yeshua ben Nun and Kaleb ben Yefuna, they passed the test, but the other 10 failed. And it wasn't, even though Rashi says, now I'm going to, because Baruch is being quoted here, so to speak, Moshe Rabbeinu is being told by Kadosh Baruch Hu Chayehem that they wanted to see the land, and there was no reason why they needed to see the land, really. That Kadosh Baruch Hu told them, because that's what Rashi quotes.
Rabbi,
Rashi quotes,
you said there's no reason, but what about hishtadlus?
that's a valid path if you're not given a promise from a Kadosh Baruch Hu, but if Kadosh Baruch Hu's promising you something, then that his status is Hashem wants you to be involved with other things, not to take things into your own hands.
So why is it
Baruch Hu,
But with the difference between following Hashem and Hishtadlus, I think is if it's with Hishtadlus, you sort of you have your materials for building your house and all that, just waiting outside, and you have a look in to see if it's okay to bring it in. And with Hashem, you bring the materials for your house straight in to the land. You don't suss it out.
Why is it that Yeshua sends spies and it's okay?
So that's a good and valid question. The answer to that I'm not going to go into right now. Okay, that needs the Meforshim speak about that question, and they give various answers, right? But Pashta, simply speaking, that was after things were changed. Right? That was after we messed things up, right? Things, as we see in this week's Parsha, based on what happened here with the Meraglim, Kadosh Baruch Hu's attitude, so to speak, changed radically in terms of its relationship to Klal Yisrael. So then we weren't supposed to go in and fight wars either, right? Yeshua had to fight wars, right? When originally Kadosh Baruch Hu had no intention of us fighting any wars, right? That wasn't the way we were supposed to come into Eretz Yisrael. But because of our lack of faith, to a great extent, lack of faith causes the need for establish that corresponding to our faith in a Kadosh Baruch Hu, our trust in a Kadosh Baruch Hu, you can rely less and less on what you need in terms of Hishtadlus, and more just trust the Kadosh Baruch Hu. We came out of Mitzrayim. We had no Hishtadlus coming out of Mitzrayim. A slave never escaped from Eretz Mitzrayim, from Egypt. Never. In the history of Egypt, no slave ever escaped. And here, more than 2 million people are leaving, not escaping. We were leaving, yet proudly and freely under the watchful eyes of the Egyptians, and they were powerless to stop us. And nevertheless, we did no Hishtadlus whatsoever.
Well,
So-
didn't we arm ourselves?
No, we had no fights against the Egyptians. All we had to do was bring the Korban Pesach, eat it, take the blood, do bris milah. Just all we had to do was follow the Ratzon of HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Doesn't it say we went up armed?
Have to know what that means. But even if you want to understand that we went out, we didn't use that against, that was not against the Egyptians. Absolutely not. Right? That pasuk was not said in reference to the Egyptians at all.
Right.
Our coming out of Mitzrayim was completely miraculous. So, likewise, our coming into Eretz Yisrael would have been equally as miraculous, right? No need for war, no need for spies. And the request for spies, to a certain extent, revealed a certain distrust on the part of Klal Yisrael towards the Kadosh Baruch Hu. So that's what Rashi mentions over here, Makam Littois. There was now an opportunity, a makom. Makom in this case means, literally, a makom means a place. Well, now there's an opportunity, litos, there's an opportunity for mistake over here. Right? The divrei hamaragli, as Rashi says, Chayechem, according on by your lives, ani nosein lechem makom litos. I'm now placing before you an opportunity to err, make a mistake. The divrei hamaragli, in the words of the maraglim, Naman, no, you're sure, in order that you shall not inherit the land. And that's an important word also. The word used here, and that's the word that's used other places as well, right? Inheritance. Inheritance, a person gets an inheritance automatically without any hishtadlus. That's the nature of inheritance. Inheritance comes to a person without hishtadlus. Unless he's going to get into fight with some of his siblings and stuff like that. But that's not the fault of the inheritance. That's the fault of the inheritors. The fact that Eretz Yisrael is an inheritance to Klal Yisrael. We're being bequeathed Eretz Yisrael. That itself indicates that there's no necessity for establish. If you want to buy something, so you have to pay for it. You have to make a kinyan, right? All the various different things that if you want to make a proper transition from one person's possession to another person's possession, so you have to do certain things. With an inheritance comes to the person automatically, without any establishment. And here, they're requesting the need and the desire for establishment. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, let's see further. Let's see the next pasuk, and then the Rashi there.
Gimel. V'yishlach Asom Moshe Mimidbar Paran. Oh, that's where we live. Al Pi Adashem Kulom Anoshim Roshei B'nai Yisrael Hema. And Moshe, by the commandment of the Eternal, sent them from the desert of Paran. All those men were heads of the children of Israel. And then it goes into their names.
Now this next Rashi is an important Rashi here. They're all important Rashis.
Right. Okay, so Rashi for Posuk 3, Perek 13. By the mouth of the Lord, this means by his permission, not by his command. Compare Rashi on verse 2, that he did not prevent him from doing so. He says there, Anashim, Kolom Anashim, all of them were men. Wherever the term Anashim, men, is used in scripture, it is a term denoting worthiness. And there's a footnote here that says, Rashi does not, of course, mean that the word anashim always designates worthy men, but that it has this meaning in a passage where there is no particular reason why the sex of the people referred to should be emphasized. Compare Rashi on 31:3 and Deuteronomy 1:13, where we have phrases similar to that used here. Similarly, Shelach lecha anashim means send worthy men. Rashi really means, but does not anashim here signify worthy men, and it is evident from the narrative that they were wicked. He replies that at the time when they were selected, however, they were indeed worthy men. That was the footnote. And these men, it is true, sinned later, continuing with Rashi in the text, but at that time when they were appointed, they were worthy men. Oh, well, it's just repeating what it says in the footnote.
Okay, very good. So that's clear, right? Rashi's saying clearly for us that the men at the time of their appointment, right, they were worthy to go on this mission. What does it mean that they're worthy to go on this mission? That they're worthy to be successful, right? They're going on a mission. You're supposed to accomplish something, right? The accomplishment of what they're supposed to do is that's going to be their success. Right? No one sets out on a mission to fail, right? People are not fond of failure, neither for themselves and for other people as well. Certainly Moshe Rabbeinu, in leading Klal Yisrael, was not intending that the terrible outcome of what happened here to the Meraglim and to Klal Yisrael because of them, Moshe Rabbeinu was not intending that at all. Even though Rashi said previously, there's a makam litois, there is now an opportunity. There is now an opportunity to fail. However, that opportunity to fail is only an opportunity. It's not a decree that they had to fail. Now, it's worthwhile understanding why there was failure. So for that, you have copies of Mesilas Yesharim nearby, or maybe
No, I've got to go.
what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try and put it on the screen. It'll take me a minute.
I have a copy
1
of it.
second, I'll tell you. Okay, which copy are you using, Lou? Okay, very good. All right, but let's see, I'll tell you. Okay. Well, I'm gonna prepare. I'm gonna put it on the screen, right? So let's look at the next pasuk and the next Rashi. Well, and while you're doing that, I'll prepare to put the Mesilas Yesharim on the screen, because it's first of all, I don't have that version that you have there also. It's in chapter 11, but I'll put it on the screen. Let me just try and find it here.
So I'll skip out
Okay.
all the names
Yeah, well,
and
go just the beginning, just do the Pasuk 16.
okay.
Um,
Um,
you know what? Go to Pasuk 16. Vikra Moshe Leo Shua. Yeah, skipping the name. Go to Pasuk 16 there.
16. Tes Vov, is that right?
Tes Zayin, Tes Zayin.
Tes Nine. Yud, oh, that's Yud. Yud 16. Yud Tes is what? Yud Ches is 19. Yud Zayin is 17. Tes Vov is 16, isn't it? 16. Ela Shemos.
Yeah,
and,
that's
uh,
right. That's right. Correct.
Ela Shemos. Noshim. Asher Shelach Moshe Lasor Moshe Lasor Es Haaretz Vayikra Moshe Lehoshea bin Nun Yehoshua. These of these are the names of the men whom Moshe sent to search the land. Ones we would have mentioned had we read before, the Prosukim before. And Moshe called Hoshea, the son of Nun, Yehoshua. Vayishlach asom Moshe losor es eretz Canaan v'yomer Elohem Ailo ze benegel va'alisem es ha'ha. And Moshe sent them to search the land of Canaan, and said to them, go up this way southward and go up into the mountain.
Look at the Rashi there on 16.
16.
The
Vayikra
Rashi there.
Moshe Lahasher, etc. And Moshe called Hoshea, the son of Nun, Yehoshua. By giving him this name, Yehoshua, which is a compound of Yah and Hoshea, God may save, meaning God may save. He in effect prayed for him. May God save you from the evil counsel of the spies.
So you see, Moshe is taking direct action here to help Yeshua survive the the test that he was going to be faced with.
Right, there's a footnote here that says it would seem that the verse Vayikra, etc., is taken in the sense of he prayed regarding Hashavua, the son of Nun, may God save thee. The verb Vayikra may well bear the sense of invoking Hashem.
So you see, that was a very serious attempt on Moshe Rabbeinu's part to save Yoshua.
Why doesn't he try to save the other spies also?
That is a good question. Right, that is an excellent question. I don't have an answer for that.
And this is what the second time or more in Chumash that name change. We had Avram to Avraham, which we
Yes,
cite every
very
morning,
good.
and then we've got this.
Correct. And also with Sarah, also we said Sarah was changed, right?
Sarah and Sarah, yes. Oh, and also Yisrael and Yahashua and Israel and Yeshurun for your
Right.
Yaakov.
Right. And also I think, oh, Yisrael also by Yaakov, yeah, right, by Yaakov, exactly.
Yisrael and Yeshurun, he had two names.
Right.
Also, there's a few times we've had name changes. Question is, what's the outcome of that in each case? And what would have been the outcome if not for the change of name?
So yeah, yeah, that's very good, right? What the name change was, that's we know that the change of name is what we call a change of mazel. It changes the person's situation. Yeah. Okay.
As we get that from them, I suppose. But we
That's
do.
true. Mhm. Okay. Okay, I'm just about ready to put this on the screen here. Okay, let's see if I can put this on the screen. That'll help us. This will be our Shelach showing over here. Second. We need to, I'm doing this because we want to see how the Ramchal and the Shelach Sharmi explains to us how we through Chazal, it's not his own, how we understand what happened and why what happened to the Meraglim. Because as we see in Rashi, they were in fact kosher at the time. Right? So here it comes. You let me know when you get to see this. Should be on your screen momentarily.
Right, got it.
Okay.
Sefer, Shelach Yesharim, Perek Yud Aleph.
Would you like to continue reading, Roy?
No,
I guess maybe lose on up to bat then, no?
yeah, I mean, I would if I had the Sefer with me, but it would have the Nikodot in it, but I haven't got the Sefer with me.
Right. That's right.
Okay, I'm just trying to
Okay.
find the page here.
Yeah, it's toward the end of the 11th chapter.
The end of the 11th chapter. Oh, okay, I was looking for the beginning. Let's see.
What are we looking for now? This is because
Yeah.
what?
You can, if you want, you can just read it from the from the screen. That will then.
Okay.
I'm sorry, before you go, we're doing this because I've forgotten.
Okay, because we want to know what, since Rashi said that the Meraglim were kosher, they were in fact righteous people at the
Yes,
time they were chosen.
right. That's
So
right.
so what happened to them? We need to try and understand what could have changed them so drastically.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, I can't find it in the book, so I'll just go ahead and read it from the screen.
Yeah, what I can do, I'll see if I can't get a copy, and I'll try and tell you where. 1 second. You know what? Maybe. Yeah. start reading, and I'll try and find so you can reference it and mark it in your own sefer. Uh,
Okay.
if I can get a copy there.
Amidas hakavod, the characteristic of honor. Hu shigaram lifi daas chachamenu zal el hamar galim sheyotziu dava al haaretz v'garmo misa lahem ulechol goram mir asam pen yimat kivodam bich nisas haaretz. Okay, so Hush Garam, that he completed Lefi because of Das, the knowledge Chachamenu of our sages, Zal El Hamar Galim, to the spies, Sheyotz that they went out. Dava. What's Dava?
It means that means to speak badly about.
And what they went out to speak badly about the land. Begarmu.
Okay, so let's stop here. So it says midas hakavod, right? The meter of wanting fame, renown, prestige. I guess kavod is prestige. No, prestige. That's a good word. Prestige.
Yeah.
That's a good prestige. Yeah, that's prestige. That's a nice word. I like that. Midas hakavod, the characteristic of wanting to have prestige. Shu garam, that caused Lefidas Chachmenoza, that was the cause, according to the explanation of our sages, the Meraglim, that they were Yotzi Dibal Arts, that they spoke badly about Eretz Israel.
But didn't they have prestige anyway already?
Yes, they did. That's part of the, and that's going to be part of the answer here. That's it, exactly. They did have prestige. What prestige are you referring to, Roy?
Of being their position in the of leadership.
Right. That in fact made it work. That we'll see that was exactly the point. And we wouldn't know this on our own. The Chazal have to tell us this. But yeah, go take a look. Yeah.
They wanted more.
Continue on, Bill.
Begarmo Misa Lahem, and it was the cause of their deaths. Ulechol Doram Mi Asam. What is Doram? Their generations?
Doram, right? Their generation, and all of their generation.
All of their generation had to die also. Mi Rusam Pen Yimat Kivodam Bechanisas Haaretz. I don't know these words.
Okay. That the Mirisam, they were fearful, right? What was the desire for prestige, right? That was the cause. What cause them to speak badly against Eretz Israel, number one, to cause their deaths and the deaths of their whole generation. Why? Yirison, it caused them to fear. The desire for prestige caused them to fear. En Yemad Kavodon b'Knesset Israel. Perhaps their standing, their prestige would be lessened when they would come into Eretz Israel. How did that work?
So they were afraid of that. They were afraid that they'd lose prestige.
Yes, they were afraid. Well, you explain. You go on another line here. Tell you clearly.
Shelo yiyu haim nisiim liYisrael. That they would not be the princes of Israel. V'amdo acharim bimkomam. That others would come in there, would stand in their place. Kalalu shel davar. What's kalalu?
This is the klolo shaldavar, the general principle, the general klolo shaldavar, the general principle of the thing is.
The general principle of the thing is hakavod hu hadochak es leiv ha'adam. That prestige, it pushes off the heart of a man. Yoter, more, mikol hatish okos v'ha midos sheba'olam. It pushes off the heart of a person more so than all of the repentances.
Well, here it's like it's doich. It doesn't push off, but it's doich as a labor. It pressures the person's heart, meaning it exerts pressure. Prestige, the desire for prestige presses upon a person's heart. Yosim mikoha teshukos, more than all teshukos. Teshukos are aspirations, right? And vechemdos Shablo and desires Shabaol that are in the world.
So the desire for prestige puts more pressure on the heart than all the other desires and temptations in the world.
Right.
That seems odd.
Why?
Why is that?
Because there's a lot of other things to desire and be tempted by than prestige. Prestige is kind of ethereal. What about lust? What about coveting, jealousy?
Right. So those are also very strong motivations as well. There's no doubt about it. But the power that prestige has over those, right? That jealousy and lust are only limited to in general. There might be some exceptions, but in general, jealousy and lust are limited to the physical realm, whereas prestige encompasses both the physical realm and the spiritual realm. That's why it's so strong. As a matter of fact, the neshama, one of the other names of the neshama is called kavod. But the neshama, in essence, the neshama is a entity which is desirous of prestige, desirous of glory, of honor, recognition. Right, right.
Hard to me to relate to, because I mean, personally, the desire for prestige is not something that appeals to me particularly, but certainly there are other things that are strong temptations.
Mhm. When you think about it, the whole concept of reward in Olam Haba, in the next world, is based upon this desire for prestige. That's the only thing you can possibly hope for in a spiritual way in the next world. That's the only possible reward that you could possibly expect to have in the next world.
Oh,
So it sounds like I'm going to be pretty disappointed.
I
No,
was
no, no, it's okay.
I was
I don't
hoping
think
to
so.
be able to read and understand your French. Oh, seriously, I was hoping to be
Well,
able to learn properly.
Well, that's also part of it. Why do you want to learn properly? You can understand things, and you can understand things, and you'll appreciate them, and people appreciate your wisdom and your
I just
insights.
wanted to understand things. People are far beyond me anyway.
No,
No,
yeah,
at least on you know. But anyway, well, whatever's in store, it's in store.
well, you should certainly, Bez Hashem, receive what you want. You should be able to have the right desires and be able to fulfill them properly.
Who knows?
If you want, yeah. If
Who
you
knows?
just Lou, if you have your copy of Mesos Hasharim, if you turn to page 169, if I have the same um edition as you, you might find it there on page 169, 3 lines up from the bottom. That's where we're reading here.
Show me the front cover, please.
Excuse me?
Show me the front cover, please.
This here.
Can't see it.
Well,
No, I
my
don't-
page 169 is English.
Yes, that's right. 3 lines up from the bottom.
This same desire.
That's it. That's exactly where we are now, right?
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, right.
Great, thank you.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Mirza Hashem. Fine. All right. So I guess that's about our time. A little bit more. Fine. All right. Thank you, Roy. Thank you, Lou.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
very
Have a
much.
good
Furst.
Shabbos.
Have a good Shabbos, you and your family, and yours also, Lou. Have a nice
Thank you.
Shabbos with your family, a restful one.
Have a good
Thank you,
Shabbos,
Sam.
both of you. I
Right,
hope
thank you.
you won't have a headache.
I hope so too. I hope
Thank you.
everybody will be well.
Okay. Thank you
All right.
both. Should be well.
Take care.